Hey y'all, what's up? My name is Avery and today I am here to do the mid-year book freakout tag. So I was actually tagged to do this video by the lovely Megan from Megan's Reddit library. So thank you so much, Megan, for tagging me to do this video. I love your video and all of your other videos so much. I actually did this video around a year ago when I first started my booktube channel. And I think it was like the third video I ever made. So yeah, I'm gonna take the questions from that and plug it into this one that talks about this year. And there are 15 questions. So without further ado, let's just get started. So question number 1 is, what is the best book that you've read so far in 2018? And for me, I have to go with Heart of the Fae by Emma Hamm. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling mixed in with some Irish mythology. And I love this book so much. The audiobook is fantastic. This is my favorite Beauty and the Beast retelling, like by far, just letting you know. Along with like a fae world, we have gnomes and pixies and brownies. Like, it's so interesting to learn about new fae creatures, kind of, because I've never really read books like that before. So this one was super good and I love it so much, and the couple in here is fantastic, and also the second book is really good as well. Question number 2 is the best sequel that you've read so far this year, and for this one I'm going to go with Obsidio by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This is the conclusion, the third and final book to the Illuminae files. I can't really talk about this one, but basically it's like a sci-fi companion series and it's fantastic. It's told through IM messages, video recordings, pictures. It's gorgeous. The audiobook is fantastic as well. I listened to the audiobook and read it at the same time. I know that some people can't afford both of them, but I recommend either one. They're both fantastic. So this one was really good. Question number 3 is a new release that you haven't read yet, but you really want to. For this one, I'm going to go with, again, My Plain Jane by the Lady Janies, Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jodie Meadows. This is my second copy. I have 2 copies because this came in my Owl crate, and it is signed by the 3 authors, which is absolutely fantastic. So I am really looking forward to this book because if y'all don't know, Jane Eyre is like my favorite book of all time, basically. So I'm excited for this one. I really loved My Lady Jane that they came out with, I think, a year or 2 ago. I really loved that one, so hopefully I will love this one as well. Basically, yes, it's a retelling of Jane Eyre, but kind of with ghosts mixed in, and the author, Charlotte Bronte, is actually like a character in the book, which I think is so cool. Question number 4 is the most anticipated release for the second half of the year, and for this one, I'm going to go with Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas. This is the final book in the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas, and I just want to know what happens. Like, I need to know what happens to these characters. I know that this series has gotten a lot of flack and a lot of hate, but like, I'm with people that love it. I just love Sarah J. Maas so much and all the books that she writes, so like, I'm just a biased person, so maybe don't come to me for recommendations for Sarah J. Maas to see if they're like legit good or not, just because like, I love them so much and I'm gonna love whatever she writes. So yeah, don't come to me if you want to know if a Sarah J. Maas book is like good or not, because I'm gonna say they're all good. But I love this series a lot and I want to know what happens. I'm looking forward to this next book. I'm so excited though. Question number 5 is your biggest disappointment, and for this one I'm going to go with You Make Me by Erin McCarthy. This was just a freebie on my phone for the Kindle app, and yeah, I graded it 1 star. I don't even remember what it's about. Basically, like, a girl gets with a guy, but then an old flame comes back, but like, I don't like the old flame because he's kind of putting her in an abusive relationship, which doesn't really get addressed in this book, which pisses me off. So yeah, it was a big disappointment for me. Question number 6 is your biggest surprise, and for this one I'm going to go with the Moon series by Lisa Kessler, more specifically Moonlight by Lisa Kessler. I really love these books. I've talked about them before a lot on my channel. I read all 9, I want to say there's 9. I think there is. I read all of them, like binged them. I loved them. It's a werewolf shapeshifter series that I am like trash for. Yeah, paranormal romance. I was not expecting to love this series as much as I did. It's a big surprise for me. Question number 7 is your favorite new author. I would go with Lisa Kessler, but I haven't really read any of her other books other than the Moonlight series. So I'm gonna go with Ruby Dixon. Ruby Dixon has written Lawrence Barbarian that I read earlier this year. It was an audiobook that I listened to and I really, really loved it. It's a sci-fi paranormal romance book. I really enjoyed it. This cover sucks, by the way. The cover does not speak justice for what is inside the book, just letting you know. But right now I'm actually currently reading another series of hers that like I'm trash for right now. It's called Ice Planet Barbarians and I'm loving it a lot. It has problematic elements to it, like just like with Moonlight, but like again, I'm trash for it, even though the writing and the overall fruition of everything isn't like to the T and like perfect. I just love them. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm really enjoying Ruby Dixon as a writer. Question number 8 is your newest fictional crush, and I'm going with Darian from Geekerella by Ashley Poston. If you didn't know what Geekerella is, it is a retelling of Cinderella but with fandom involved, kind of like Star Trek mixed in / Star Wars mixed in. It's like a fictional version of Star Wars / Star Trek. It's weird. I really, really enjoyed this book, and Darian is so sweet and cute, and he has like this geekiness to it that like I just want a guy in real life to have, that's like cute and sweet and actually cares about people, but like he also reads books and watches TV shows and like actually has a fandom base. I love Darian a lot, and he's my new fictional crush. Question number 9 is your newest favorite character, and for this one I'm going to go with Molly from The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli. If y'all didn't watch my 24-hour Zoe readathon, what's it called? Zoe's 24-hour readathon, there we go. I read this book and I connected to it like so immensely because Molly has had all these crushes in her life, but she's never acted upon them because she's afraid of what people think about her because she is a plus-size main character. And I have gone through a lot of what she has gone through in this book, so I just connected with her so much, and I felt like I was in Molly like so many times throughout this book, and I love her a lot. Question number 10 is what book made you cry? And for this one I'm going with We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. I can't explain this book. I can't. It's if you've read this book, you know what made me cry. Yeah, it was like a big surprise for me. The surprise in this book was like, I wasn't seeing it coming. I know some people see the twist coming. I did not. And yeah, I was bawling my eyes out with this book. So if you want to read a cry-worthy read, got this one. Plus it's really short, so you got that. Question number 11 is a book that made you happy. For this one I'm going with Wires and Nerve by Marissa Meyer with illustrations by Doug Holgate. Yeah, Doug Holgate. This is the graphic novel version of the Lunar Chronicles. Not like the version, but it's a graphic novel form of the continuation of the Lunar Chronicles. Like what happens after the 4 main books, which was so good. I loved it so much because I love Aiko. This is all centered around Aiko, the android from the Lunar Chronicles, and she's so funny, and this book just like made my heart soar the whole time that I was reading it. Question number 12 is your favorite book to movie adaptation that you saw this year, which I didn't see any, so I'm gonna skip this question. Question number 13 is your favorite video that you've made so far this year, and for this one I'm going to go with Zoe's 24-hour readathon. I don't know how, I don't know why, but I got over like 1,000 views on that video, and I just felt so proud of myself because it was my first time I ever did a readathon, let alone a 24-hour readathon, so I was really, really proud of myself for that, and I read a bunch of good books in that video. I go on quite a big rant about my personal life as well, so I was just very proud of that video, and I'm glad it got a lot of views. Not like views, but like I'm glad a lot of people saw what I was listen to what I was talking about in the video. Anyway, let's go to the next question. Question number 14 is the most beautiful book that you've bought this year. For this one, I'm going with Bring Me Their Hearts by Sarah Wolf. This is just beautiful artwork, beautiful typography, like it's just overall like a beautiful book, like a fantasy book that I just love, and also it's signed, so that makes it even more beautiful. But just like the detail of all the artwork, her hair, her eyes, the woods in the background, I love the gold and the lettering. The back is cool too with like the framework, and the spine is beautiful as well. So this is a very beautiful book that I really hope I read soon. Question number 15, the final question, is what books do you want to read by the end of the year? Which I hope I read a lot of my TBR shelf because there's a lot and I need to start downsizing. But actually, as of right now, I have read 60 out of my 65 yearly goals, so I don't necessarily need to read anymore, except for like 5 more books, but you know what? If you know me, I'm gonna read more than the goal. I didn't do that last year. I think last year I set my goal to 55 and I only reached 52, which was sad. I've already passed that from last year, so I'm really proud of myself for that. But I have 3 books that I really hope to specifically want to read by the end of the year. First of all, I really want to read Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. First of all, because I loved The Upside of Unrequited, so I'm hoping that I will love this one as well. It's got so much hype. And 2, I really want to film my overall first impression about everything that happens in this book. Like, I want to vlog my experience reading it, but I don't think I will have time to do that until the school year starts because I live with my family during the summertime, so I won't really have alone time to vlog, you know what I mean? So I hope to read this one by the end of the year. The second book that I hope to get to by the end of the year is The Boy Most Likely To by Huntley Fitzpatrick. I'm actually also reading the first book in this series, My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick, so I hope to read the companion book by the end of the year because I just want to get this off my TBR shelf, to be honest with you, and it looks really cute. A cute summer contemporary romance. And the last book that I really want to get to by the end of the year is a hunky doozy, Nevernight by J. Kristoff. Again, heard nothing but good things about it. I have a signed first edition, which my mom has acquired for me for like Christmas 2 years ago, which is ridiculous. Where is the signature? I'm trying to find it. Oh, just there. But I've had this book on my shelf for a year or 2 now, and I really need to get to it. Whoa, this book was expensive. This book was 26 bucks. What the heck? Thanks, Mom. But again, heard nothing but good things about this book, and I really want to know what everyone's talking about, especially my favorite booktuber, Piera Ford, because she loves this series so much. Just want to know what she's talking about, you know what I mean? Anyways, there y'all have it. That was the mid-year book freakout tag. I am not going to tag anyone for this video. I mean, if you want to do it, go ahead and do it. It's a fun video to do, but I'm not going to specifically tag anyone because I feel like a bunch of people have already done it and I don't know who's done it or not. So yeah, I'll leave it up to you if you want to do this video or not. I highly recommend it because it's super duper fun and you kind of get to reflect about all of the really good books that you read so far this year, which was really cool. So yeah, let me know down below if you've, again, read any of these books or if you're planning to, because I would love to know. Anyways, thank y'all so much for watching and I will see y'all soon with a new video. Bye.